Hello, everybody. I woke up this morning kind of feeling pushed to do a video on forgiveness. It's something that I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna say about forgiveness? Because it's subject so broad, so deep, a lot. Well, let me rephrase that. All of us need to practice it. Few of us practice forgiveness. All of us need to forgive. Most of us know that we need to forgive. Some of us do not know how to. Most of us are not very successful at forgiving. And almost all of us make excuses of why not. Why we don't need to forgive somebody we are mad with, frustrated, so on and so forth. I just came back from IV today. That's why I'm in bed. I'm a little bit tired, but I don't worry about that. I just rest. I do what I need to do. I fight by putting the right medication and then doing the rest. The rest is part of the healing process. So I kind of thought a little bit about it, and I know there's this verse, and I remember for years I really didn't like this because it's, I think, Matthew 5:44, and says, "But I say, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you." Man, I didn't like this verse. I'm not gonna brag that I totally like this verse today. I understand it better today. So because of that, I don't have a negative association with it, or a relationship for that fact, which would be a relationship of ignorance in the past, meaning I don't want to deal with, I don't want to know about it, leave me alone. I understand this so much better today, so I can talk a little bit about it. I'm not an expert. I'm still very much in school when it comes to forgiveness. I'm very much in school. I don't know what grade, but it's quite young. First, second grade, so I don't consider myself an expert, not even close. But what I've learned, I guess not just what I've learned, but it's more what I have observed and what God has been telling me personally. It's a couple of things as it follows. All of us get angry, get offended, get hurt. There's a difference. Offended is because your own ego and your idea of how people should treat you does not align with how other people, so you get offended. Hurt, that can be real hurt from people that do real damage. Then anger is a response. It's the opposite of love. If you don't have love, you're gonna have anger. We make decisions based on two emotions. It's either love or anger. And I know that an angry and a heart can and will become angry due to unforgiveness. Also, a heart can and will become happy due to love. And one of the questions that I asked myself is, why did I get as sick as I got? I got a step away from death sick. And why? Because I took care of my body and let me be specific, what does that mean? I cook every night, so I cook from scratch or semi-scratch, but cook in the real sense of cooking, because I was raised that way. It's not hard for me, it's part of life. Ate organic, ate really watched, meaning put in good nutrition, and exercised. I was never a big heavy duty crazy maniac exercise kind of individual. I have to always do soft stuff, things, otherwise I would have issues, and those were signs of Lyme, and I didn't know, because I had this for years. but I would do yoga and I would walk a lot, and I would be very, very active in that sort of way. Um, so I kind of thought, well, I see other people that just eat junk and all, and they seem fine, and why did I get this sick when I have tried so hard to take care of myself? And one time laying in bed, this is a year or so ago when I couldn't really walk and I had to be in bed 24/7, months and months at the time or in a row. And that's when you don't have, I didn't have the excuse of being busy with work, with children, with house chores, with finances, with landscaping work or anything like that, or schooling. So you are, let me turn that around. I was actually really forced to look at my life and the choices I made. And this is what God talked to me one day and said, yes, you did take care of your body. However, human beings, every individual, there's almost like 3 layers of us. There's our body, what you see. There's our soul, that's emotion, thoughts, and it's the mental part. And the spiritual part. I know some of you don't believe into that. I'm not going to get into it. This is not about that. But I believe that there's the spiritual part of us. And it says, you are nice to one. You're extremely abusive to the other. And you're somewhat ignoring the third one. Not fully, but enough. So it said, what happens is, if these three are not in harmony, there's disease, which is dis-ease, the introduction of unease appears. It says, yeah, you're doing fine on a physical level, meaning you're taking care of yourself that way, but on your soul, you're extremely abusive to it. You're extremely abusive to yourself, to your own inner self, to your thoughts, to your beliefs about you, which it affected what you believed about others around you, and it had a ripple effect of how you treated others around you. And you're extremely abusive, not abusive, but extremely abusive. And it was based on fear, and it was actually based on anger. And anger turned into unforgiveness towards individuals, towards circumstances of life. And you, meaning me, did not know, and I'm in the working progress, but I have learned a lot. I did not know at the time how to resolve conflicts. So they're never resolved in my mind. It was just that will that was just constantly going, constant put down, constant, extremely hard on myself, extremely unforgiving with myself if I failed in my own perceived idea, extremely, like military with, a way of dealing and thinking with myself. No mercy whatsoever on myself, my heart, my inside. It was just the constant criticism kind of towards myself, which it ripples and affects everybody around. And it was stealing the joy. Well, what happened, it weakened the immune system, turned it into an alkaline kind of area, which it's like so rich ground soil for diseases. I mean, the diseases were thriving, and I was feeding them daily, not realizing just how stupid that was, and not taking time to see what really God was saying about me. I really gave so much thought, and so I gave so much material to the evil part, the demons of the world, you know, meaning they come and tell you evil things and things, you know, you're so stupid, you're this, you're that, you're whatever they were saying. And I was agreeing with that, but I didn't bother taking a look at the other side saying, wait a minute, not there's no such thing as a human being that is 100% stupid or unworthy or this and that. You know, what about the other side? What about God? I heard it, but it never connected to the heart. It was just here and that was it, in and out. But it never had actually a real connection to the heart. Being sick, it made the connection. And from that point of view, and I am able to forgive, and how I do it is I say I forgive the so and so for whatever right away, try to not even let it grasp bitterness. And if I have to say it 20 times out loud, I say it 20 times until I can feel my heart softening and it no longer wants to hold on to it. And then also I start praying for the person, which goes with, you know, the verse I was just telling you. I start praying for the person, and usually God shows me something about the person in the fact that they too are hurt and they too carry things, and they hurt others because out of their own hurt. So I guess that's my explanation today about forgiveness. I hope I did somewhat of a right job. I hope it helps somebody. Have a good rest of the day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.